and the one kasane other commentators na radio so omoka. Because so anybody surprised hearing any of these things on the tape, because that is nema yaka. You see, say yaka politics a large pool. Everybody may come on board for us to yanya politics, but when it comes to the government aspect, the governance aspect, a reserve for few individuals with character, people with strong conviction. People with the requisite expertise are humano. People with foresight and insight into some microphone bit me rely on more. Yet they build it on mine. But buburu ya na ya politics no. Say uhu say power na ya win no. Some compensatory way be a we bre and young compensate amount for so obi blame a political party because political party is a vehicle we use to capture political power. There are several ways those individuals can be reimbursed if you want to do it that way. But to sacrifice sensitive state institutions for these individuals, you know, a minor top baha. And I think that is the point we've got into. Juan Akufo-Addo won power in this particular country, you know. He merit and then Asifo now were thrown to the dogs. He decided to reward people based on their loyalty, not to the state, but to him as a person and to his party. So they brought on board a lot of criminals. And I'm telling you that these guys, most of them, they're just a cartel of unintelligent hoodlums and the criminals. Sabi. Corona because in US and Italy, there are people within government who are criminals, perpetrating fraud against the state. But these people may exit power several years before the Omoye can be uncovered. But these are a bunch of unintelligent criminals. Even at the end, that tells you the kind of gullible minds they entrust power into their hands. Obama ba Kromano. But can't say Africa is strong institutions. Now, no, make catch you strong institutions, and yet Kwaku Anama, na institution here, Dimbini Amana is strong. And yet, Nipa the Seni must have great convictions, and those people will be interfacing the institution because those institutions, you know, and those Nipa no Nijina interfacing those institutions, you know, just to make sure, say, the principles and the values are, you believe, you know, will be upheld. Now, you draw the red lines in the sun. So these are the red lines. Even though I am the president, these are my close associates. You know, if you go against these norms, these values, these principles, you know, you don't need to be told what to do. So until said those things never established, there is a well demarcated line, sir. And these are red lines you don't cross. But we have established a system. System is such that a reward obia, we don't look at way president nan kasa kra no ono ankasa na committing into a lot of scandals and a lot of fraudulent activities. I'm gonna lose the moral your friend saying wait bia obetime gina ho akase me fight against obi anasa or punish obi say obia yade. And we've gotten to a point individuals are more demonstrated this strong will and this strong conviction on what you say, okay, yeah, dear, our loyalty is to the state, our loyalty is to the constitution, and our loyalty is to the people of this country, not to the president, not to his party, and not to his allies, but to the state. And to these people, even Mr. Domilivo, when he became your friend say, oh yeah, your friend age, you know, which is the auditor general, no, he made sure say, oh yeah, Juma Magana. And baby no krewo biano or the battle. It doesn't matter nipa ekwatiano. And these are strong men of conviction we need. But there was a deliberate crackdown on him just to ensure say they saw him say he's an enemy to the president and say for but these are strong people we need. The whole state machinery, you know, crack down on him, and they use some things like yes in the age abroad so then as for na president no didn't face any efanyans akwanso eto no twene as some no call subsequently look at the way the Supreme Court dealt with the issue. Another day by a follows case or tifie, and now they have free day to do whatever they are doing. And so because of this same crew associate as some are okay. And his president, Akufo-Addo, we are committed, like he promised, like he told Ghanaians, because for all these years that he has been advocating to be president, you know, the mantra has always been one, anti, your friend saying, corruption. Crusade and now all running chroma say citing and principles and those stuff. Those principles has been trashed and drugs and trample on those things and are doing the other way around. Or who said Domlivo a threat, the guy has been sacrificed, and not him alone. Martin Amidu as a special prosecutor on the buy, and they thought this is a guy who is peeved with his former party NDC, and for that matter, they were going to exploit his anger against individuals in the past government. But this is a man with strong conviction. He sees that yes, it is right to convict people in the past administration, but there are people within this government who are doing the excesses. And he, as a person of great conviction, he cannot allow himself to be used in that regard. Is the reason why he confronted the president and told him right in the face, my friend, I can't continue to do this job. And now after all, on your special prosecutor, I keep telling people, say, Memma obi mfa to me minister and I say we and then you sacrifice your personal beliefs and personal values and principles because yeti hai obi a minister, but who did that? And there are people who even respect you the more. So what is the guarantee? Say obi ma to me na say or kase kodin se muhunu na we ni no different. So what will happen? What is the worst that can happen? So if you have such strong conviction in your head, nobody can string control you and let you do things that you don't want to do. And this strong institution, such strong personalities now. Or metimi aboya amaya guard some of these things, President has deliberately, taken all these people, out the space. And then it's free for all. Is the reason why people find comfortable say yeah, because within government sector, those people who were brought in, were never brought in based on any merit. They were there because your party now when the evidence about that the national security apparatus, the operations so the way a manner some individuals were recruited. Go to the army, go to the police, how people were recruited. These are party hooligans, party miscreants, so people who are socially misfit. These are people we have enlisted, armed them with guns. They go around this particular country offering security. And my culture said the most dangerous thing to do is to arm a fool with a gun. Now arming with a gun, he's dangerous to himself and dangerous to everybody around him. So during elections, those people are at the mercy of these politicians. They can deploy them to go and do whatever that they want to do. So a typical example demonstration of the culture and it happened during the election in Techiman. Because these people were brought in, they had no clue about security for them. Training near to no proper training. And here the next one instructions say civilian air to bois for 2 years. Now so the need be training na be only nyansa or certain moral, certain principles are. Don't forget that the military is the most disciplined profession on the planet. Yeah. So the near or civilian air to bois no the or the 2 years or more damn. But these things happen because those guys, their loyalty isn't to the state, isn't to the people, isn't to the constitution, but to the person who brought them in. Because on NIMSA unqualified and somebody has created a space. So they must do everything to ensure that the regime will survive. Because the very moment the regime crumbles, their future crumbles. So their future is running concurrently with Abino, so they will do everything, and then they play out in all facets of our national life. Who say corruption? I take it the order of the day. Professor Adey, recently, and some fool under this particular regime, corruption and so forth. He was out there on radio defending all this nasty stuff. Some of us took him on. Sasabi. As a professor, when you do a professor, I'm told he's not a professor. When you do this particular level, if nothing at all, certain great conviction must come to bear when national issues are being discussed. Nasa ye can and penina away no. And so we so now they make a conclusion that this man was out there defending all the nasty stuff going on under Akufo-Addo's government. Today, the tables are not turning against him. He has been thrown out. And then he has found his voice now trying to say I found all this secret in the Bible and saying I'm a Ghana for whom. But Nema Wakano is not new. So you don't need him to come and be telling us a town contract and so forth. Who in this particular country doesn't know say a town contract? Yenteko wana Manasa Azuri. Ekoye an investigation with the report Bible and saying say contract for sale. PPA boss no to one yes juma no mudi no ya che no na ya say ya freezing account no ya ni buy ho so no ya bi account na mana sesa sika ni nyina free ma wie ansa na ya freeze account no under whose instruction? So the state is never interested because President Akufo-Addo doesn't believe in some no can be say and maybe fight corruption and maybe protect the national purse. Now President and he made an additional speech he doesn't believe in anything. Because I have strong conviction and you believe in what you're doing now. You take pen and paper and you commit something to paper. The one that is why you root your people and you solicit their support. Sabia bet me achieve those things within certain timelines. But because he had no vision, he has no plan, Okoria speech in a bit from that day, it has been nothing but a disaster. And you know, corruption and as a foreign from day one. And you don't see any deliberate plan, action by government. Because they wanted us to fool us. Say, I set up the office of the special prosecutor. And that is an affirmation that the president is really committed to the fight against corruption. I'm telling you, sir, so when you're committed, that's a person fighting corruption. You don't need the office of the special prosecutor. What you need is a political will. I'm the AG. Disconnect him from the whims and the conveniences of power. Make him independent. Give him power. Now on your Jumano, men stop no. But Okofa Obiti say Governor Dame, who sees himself as being part of this particular whole cabal and as a forum, and not benefit no. So when there is criminal activities, he will tell you, say, Professor no, from Pombote reports not the buyer no, evidence is not enough to convict people or to prosecute people. But akra can't sankra same way chilena. Or take him serious. Because Professor Frimpong Boating report and I buy no, and not enough to prosecute people, but it's a pretext to do some criminal inquisition. You probe to find him for your friends saying further and better particulars, evidence. Are you credible enough to build a docket about him that court? There are your friends saying never be brain in our bonting. Missing excavators, the evidence among for one case echo is soon as a forum. So if you are telling us today that we need enough evidence to prosecute these people, are you serious? Yet to Kroma and a Kokuba Kwene Abrante ya galam say papa ya Kumasi ya won to me. On no press what's sending video there Kwakugu, your friends a virgin forest ma O2. Yenya Minerals Commission as a phone in Ababonting and the evidence are available. Yeah. So what kind of evidence are you looking for? I will say to the extent that you cannot build a case against these individuals. And you see, this pick and choose attitude, so far as this special this AG is concerned, no, and no can be now. Echo play out in the cathedral case. Say be at forcing Yakoto no jailer, other persons who are equally guilty the same as he is, you know. And nobody is even prosecuting them. Give authorization and so for other board members. They all share the money among themselves. Yeah. As we speak, the church, you know, so the church, 51 million, which is equivalent to Sika, wage, why you Misikana MPPD campaign 51.2. Apart from saying the church, ICGC, Kwaji, we know, or no one can say Otaban associate. Echo Bob was until with the opinion to Yasikana. So what are you telling us? So pick and choose. You decide who to prosecute. You know, that is not governance. It's not deterrent enough. What I say, and coming back to the special prosecutor, I say, person fighting corruption. You don't need the many offices. So you need political will and political commitment. Because Abrante by then, I said don't go through office. Or by as a comedy show no run on radio. As some media dinner. No special prosecutor. Enjoy and one no. The pie issue is another thing on the plate. Why celebrity or call back none of who's on the FBI a picture our way our talking social media. Nothing will come out of this because the paymasters and Ankasa are people, they are the ringleaders of this criminal enterprise. The people who appointed him are the ringleaders of this criminal enterprise. I play out, you know. So to him, he's just a small fry, just attracting attention. Nothing better will come. But say a person situated the fight against corruption in the proper context in the result. The first commitment must emanate from the president. I'll bet designated power to people. I ensure must say at this point, baby or minor Bruno, never be or minor corner, say young guard against the rate at which people are stealing or minor bebo. And truly or minor bo. Because as you speak, apart from say Tunton, your name, and name, sisi coming, Japanese, sisi coming. Look at where we are today.
Your buffers or minor buffers, your collateralizing,
everything. everything. The enemy say yes, if we sit here and we think we are the future leaders, we are concerned about the future, not today. But say if you are a future leader, you are a young man in this country, now so you're a future leader. Now say you are not concerned about what is happening today. You are the biggest joke because these people are mortgaging and selling today. And this today is eating into tomorrow. And few days after, there will be no Ghana because as we speak, everything that is in our name is on the line. Say, what's Ghana? Your friends say, UK. Yeah. Ghana International Bank in the UK. Yes, all the buildings are, your friends say, possible, say, you need to get turned to defray debt. Because that particular way, Nipa the same defend Ghana. They never went there. And there are several other judgment debt popping up. So Republic is so naked to the stand say there is nothing we are minding but we say state take decisive actions amaya cable corruption because my culture say until say ubetimi set the red line because we are president so what by people who are very close to you are start free. So it doesn't matter the kind of relationship you have with people who are close, very close to you, you need to take pen. Now they sign her red line or catch almost say these are the lines, never cross or cross one. Even though I'm your friend, I can't save you. So when you put this particular thing in their head, now say Obi go against that, and yet from our phone no one what disrespect you because you told them. At that point, nobody can run back to you to be saved. So at that point, you feel comfortable sacrificing those people. Because you have a greater mandate, that mandate is to the people, not to feel attached to you. It doesn't matter because you gave them space. By your hand, Akufo-Addo buy the only to protect very people around him. And the Nipa corruption about. I better media my discussion, where you see some state resources. You will be committees here investigation. Now, Torana president Akufo stage, a clear Nipano. Now, if an executive president in a country like ours, a castle will be near guilty. We investigative body never have it here. So maybe a junior professor they tape. The Domulveka, and then as if we can, and you'll be a order of the day because there is no strong leadership in this country. The president himself is compromised. We're talking about a president who has been cited in a lot of corrupt scandals. Oh, Kroma say, Nano Yentena Jazira Dibibaye. He threatened to sue them, but see what he because he knows that he's complicit in that particular thing. And several instances of weak presidency. And then your friend is saying, yes, a great feeling as if I'm on foot here. So President Nankasa is filthy enough. So far as corruption is concerned. So he has no moral conviction to stand anywhere and hold anybody accountable. And listen, I know when who is as I'm a quanta say ni we numa a cromfo ne room or pamo super a cromfo or do moba or pamo super a cromfo neighbor because they feel that they are not serving any republic. Their loyalty is into the state. But until say bet me a real renti among for who say we need to rekindle our national sense of nationalism, patriotism. Say political parties and individuals are just vehicles. Ultimate destination is Ghana. So if you really want to realize the Ghanaian dream now, then we need to fight corruption because it's a canker that is eating deep into the society. Say your moral enterprises, your moral fiber as a society is broken. There is no morality. That is why you don't see there is no respect for human life. And then mobile phone, they will say add your phone. Mobile phone is saying, but these people have total disregard for human life because of the atmosphere we've created. So we really need to punish people severely. Nasa nyame nkrofo na yamfancha sanse hunu ne yamfanya politics. Me say sa nema no, ye de ya sorry. Politics near there must be consequences for actions. Sabe ni podi bisu enyansa. All right. My na homra ye ba obati Petanka.
Hey, Chairman, me chawo. Me paso o ka mi kakra. Wani me familiar, but men are what did Lion Aluminium Products Limited at Westminsters Road. Roofing sheet about o dan so a. Ne friend the quality nti. Me kuto bi ko bo me dan so. Oh, yes. Na me cancer we your phones na the number down hono.
Some of the contracts people sign certificates to say that a report on government liabilities. And in that report, I disallowed 5.4 billion Ghana cedis.
Yes.
That time it was about 1.1 billion US dollars equivalent. Our verification or audit revealed that some of the contracts, people